This is Matthew Cratter from Bitcoin University, and today I wanted to talk about how you can bring Bitcoin to your community, to your family, to your friends, to your neighborhood, and to your city. We're going to be talking about Meetups, Flockstr, Coinos, a lot of exciting new stuff in this video, so make sure you watch it all the way to the end. And at the end, I'll also be telling you how you can get in on the Bitcoin University Black Friday sale special, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Bitcoin meetups are really a great way to meet local Bitcoiners who share your values. And what a lot of people don't realize as well is they're a great way to buy some non-KYC or anonymous Bitcoin. You just find a local Bitcoin meetup, you bring some physical cash, and then you can get the Bitcoin sent immediately to your phone or to a cold storage Bitcoin address that you bring with you. And you might be surprised by how much Bitcoin you can accumulate in this way. I've heard from a lot of people. As always, be careful, use your judgment, and hopefully you're a good judge of people. You don't want to do this in a dark alley or anything like that at night, but it is a way to interact, and you may find some Bitcoin whales who are very happy to sell you some Bitcoin at market prices. If you want to find a Bitcoin meetup, of course, you can use meetup.com or one of these other services. I'd encourage you also to check out this new service, which I just heard about, called Flockstr, which integrates Nostr into the protocol to create something that's very similar to meetups. So check that out. There are many, many different ways to find these meetups. I will link to a number of resources in the description notes below. Here's a Bitcoin meetup list from Stacker News. You can just type in meetup at Stacker News and come up with a huge number of results that I can't share all of them here. You can also go to Twitter, go to X, type in Bitcoin meetups, and you can see here that many, many meetups will pop up. You can also try the Orange Pill app. I'm not on there yet, but I've heard good things about it. It's one way of finding Bitcoiners and Bitcoin events near you. So I'll link to that in the description notes below. Again, I'm not being paid or compensated by them in any way. If you live in Austin, you probably already know about Bitcoin Commons. And so be sure to check that out. The equivalent in Nashville, Bitcoin Park, another great resource. And both of these offer Bitcoin meetups and Bitcoiner events run by Marty Bent and Matt Odell. So be sure to check those out as well. If you're enjoying this video so far, I just ask you to hit the subscribe button. That really helps this channel. Hit the like button, share this video with a few friends, and leave a comment as well. If you have a local Bitcoin store, Bitcoin merchant, or Bitcoin meetup that you like, you can drop it in the description. You can drop it in the comment section below. If all else fails and you're not able to find a Bitcoin meetup in your area, consider starting one, and I will link to this resource in the description notes below, how to start your own local Bitcoin meetup. So now that you have a group of local Bitcoiners that you like hanging out with, you've gone down the Bitcoin meetup route, what next? Well, you could use this group to spread Bitcoin merchant adoption, and this is very, very important if Bitcoin is going to take over as quickly as we would like it to. One way of doing this is you can find a local store, preferably a mom and pop small business that carries items that you like. You can bring your Bitcoin friends, some of your Bitcoin friends, to the store, and then you can tell the merchant that you and your friends want to buy a lot of stuff, but you only pay using Bitcoin. I think this is one way to get merchants on your side, because this is what every store wants more of. They just want more sales. If you're worried about spending your long-term Bitcoin savings, I know I've said never spend your Bitcoin. Don't be worried about this. What you should have is two separate stashes. You should get a mobile wallet like Phoenix on your phone, buy or earn some sats, some Satoshi, some Bitcoin, spend it, and then when the wallet's empty, replace it. You can keep this Bitcoin completely separate from your long-term savings stash, but I'm going to assume that you do buy real goods and services in the real world. You're spending fiat dollars all the time. So try to also have a Bitcoin mobile wallet, preferably that uses Lightning, so you can have much lower fees, and use this to spend and receive as well if you earn by selling Bitcoin goods or services. So what's an easy way to onboard a merchant when you bring your Bitcoin friends from the meetup to a local store? You can use this new service called Coinos that I've just started to investigate. I'll link to the website in the description notes below. The easiest way to get started with Bitcoin. And what it does is you can basically bring this to your local merchant, and it'll walk them through how to create these QR codes, and then they'll be able to accept payments via Lightning, and they'll have much lower fees. This is definitely a good selling point for merchants. Rather than having to pay 3% of sales to Visa or MasterCard, they will have very, very low fees. There's just a transaction fee to withdraw, and it looks like Coinos isn't even charging anything for this service. And what they will do, what the local business will do, is they will just enter the fiat amount on this web page. I believe it can be run as a progressive web app on an iPad or a phone, on a smartphone, and then basically they'll create a QR code and you can scan it and you can pay on chain or using Lightning. So definitely check this out. It looks like a very interesting new service. If you want to hear an interview with the creators of it, I'll link to the Citadel Dispatch in the description notes below so you can listen to all the details about it. I think really the most effective way to spread Bitcoin adoption is not by voting for politicians thousands of miles away from you, but rather by onboarding family, friends, and your local community. Get your best friend or family member to download a Bitcoin mobile wallet like Phoenix Wallet, which we've talked about, the Moon Wallet, which doesn't work as well in a high fee environment but still works, Strike, Blue Wallet, one of these mobile wallets. Send them 5,000, 10,000 Satoshis, $2, $3, $4 over Lightning and watch their eyes light up. And then this is, I think, a great way of rather than sending them to Coinbase or to Kraken or something like this is a way of getting them some Bitcoin and teaching them about self-custody very early on. The other thing that you can do is you can support online businesses that accept Bitcoin. If you don't have any merchants in your area while you're in the process of onboarding them using something like Coinos, and I believe that if you find some merchants that are open to this, you can contact Coinos directly and they will help you with this if you don't know what to do. But meanwhile, while you're pursuing that in parallel, you can also support businesses online that accept Bitcoin. btcmap.org is a great resource for finding merchants that accept Bitcoin all over the world. I've linked to Ben Justman's Twitter account here before. He's a Colorado winemaker who makes some very nice wine. I'm not being paid or compensated in any way by him. Also now it looks like Canadians can purchase Canadian wine using Bitcoin. So I'll link to this tweet in the description notes below. You can buy your beef from Colorado from Jason Rich's ranch, and he accepts Bitcoin as well. And then it looks like BTC Sessions has started to bootstrap a local Bitcoin circular economy in Calgary, and they're doing something that they call the Saturday Sat Market. Looks like they're using the Orange Pill app for this as well. So definitely check this out if you're Canadian and you're in Calgary. Happy Thanksgiving coming up in a couple days, so there's not going to be any videos until next Monday, November 27th. So I wanted to wish all my American viewers a happy Thanksgiving. I also wanted to remind you that you should join the Bitcoin University email list. I'm going to be sending out a Black Friday sale on my Bitcoin course and Bitcoin forum, basically access to Bitcoin University Premium if you want to go even deeper down the rabbit hole than we go on this channel. I'll put a link to this sign up for the email list in the description notes below this video. This Thanksgiving, I'm especially grateful to all of you, my audience, because you really are what makes this channel special. And I learn a lot and I laugh a lot and I take a lot of joy reading your comments. So I hope you all have a wonderful few days with your family and friends, whether you celebrate American Thanksgiving or not. And thank you, Satoshi, as well, obviously, for giving the gift of money, the gift of community and meetups and fellowship, and the gift of freedom, which he gave to the world with Bitcoin. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe and like buttons. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I publish my next video. And let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next Monday.